Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. Happy Friday. SLUSSGATE is solved. Or is it? All right, we'll get into it. Hanna Ann Sluss reveals that it was her in La Quinta 2 years ago on set of Bachelorette when it was Claire and Tayshia's season. As we know, early on the Claire's season, it appeared she was going to be settling down with Dale, and they needed a replacement fast. So people thought maybe they rallied Hanna Ann and others and tried to get as many people on the phone to come down to the COVID set that they had. Of course, this was when they were filming in their bubble. It was their first time back since the pandemic, so they couldn't just shoot a show where Claire and Dale fall in love on day 3. The question has been raised, was it Hanna Ann? She says, yes, I still have it on a good source that it wasn't. So is it solved? For now, maybe. She says, no one knows the real reason why I was there. But she could have been there. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals, patreon.com/Dave Neal for private behind-the-scenes bonus content. I'll be talking about this more on the private live stream. Give you guys a few clues, some insider information, things like that. All right, let's listen to what Hanna Ann had to say on the Bachelor Nation podcast here. Which, by the way, they have improved their audio a little bit. For a 4-person Zoom podcast, which I would never recommend, the audio video looks okay if we're going to, but either way, let's just listen to what she has to say.
The little silly topic of the Hanna Ann in a golf cart. And I feel like SLUSSGATE. I feel like we knew that was you during the time. I don't even know. I feel like it was the time when we started this podcast, but that was you, correct?
Yes, that was me. News. The funny part of it is that, like, I don't care. No one else cares. I think only a few people actually care. Truly. It's not even, it's like Natasha says, it's not even tea. It's not even like, it's not even worth, like, talking about. Like, it's just not a big deal.
But you even said it was you, and nobody believed you.
Yeah. And it's like, no one has to believe me at all. Like, it doesn't.
But I literally was like, why would Hanna Ann lie about this?
If it was her, wouldn't she have any photos? I mean, we know these young Gen Zers or whatever age she is. We know they're taking photos left and right. So if she was at La Quinta, she would have been quarantined for a few days, stuck in her hotel room. Where's some signage, a menu, a receipt? Where's all that from her stay there?
All
weird.
Yeah.
It's really just strange. But if that's how someone wants to use their spare time, then go for it. Like, I just don't care at all.
Now, here is where people think she's slamming Katie Thurston, which I don't believe. I think she's slamming Reddit here, saying, hey, that's how you want to use your spare time. Fine. Now, for me, I'm a monetized channel. I am at work right now, so I'm not. This isn't my spare time. This is company hours. But I agree, it's a lot of bandwidth to discuss. But I'm going to show you guys some evidence from multiple people that are not in the good graces of Bachelor Nation that are saying it wasn't her.
But I just thought it was funny because, like, no one actually knows the real reason why I was there. So that's like the best part, is people think they know the reason, but they actually don't. So
yeah, I was like, all this stuff was going on with Claire at the time.
All the stuff was going on with Claire. As in, she threw the whole show under the bus because she fell for a guy on day 0, which is fine. That's the point of the show. Claire's like, I was the best Bachelorette because I left on day 1.
And maybe you were down there because they was
go.
Like, hey, maybe Hanna Ann gonna be the next Bachelorette. I mean, who knows? But everybody was like, it's a producer. It's Nicole. Listen, we love Nicole. We love Nikki.
Oh,
I
love her.
We love her. But it was just, it was crazy.
Sure wasn't.
It was not.
So weird.
So weird. Thank you for the input, Tia. Is that her name, Tia? All right. How's the kid? So, yeah, this is, again, 2 years ago. Hanna Ann Sluss arrives at Bachelorette's filming location amid Claire Crowley, Tayshia Adams shakeup. Now, I don't know if this was Claire saying that this was Nikki, but BachelorNation.scoop confirms from reliable source, good work everyone, that it's Nikki. So it appears that Claire is leaning on that being Nikki. This is a photo, it's really zoomed in, you can't see who it is, but Nikki is a producer on the show. Rewind. Let's go back to the photo. There's several photos, right? So here's Hanna Ann. This photo, I mean, to me, that looks like Hanna Ann if until you see what Nikki looks like and you go, well, there's more people involved here. They all do kind of look alike. Could it be Nikki? Could it be Nikki right here? Or is that Hanna Ann? This is the famous golf cart photo. Now, the people that say they see a mole on her shoulder, I don't know too much about that, but they were able to, that could be hair, who knows? Hanna Ann's right arm, no beauty mark, beauty mark, not a mole, compared to the arm of the woman in the golf cart. So so someone went out and found all the shoulder photos. Why don't shoulders get as much attention as feet, right? There's a wiki feet, but there's no wiki shoulder. I love a good shoulder, I love a good clavicle, big on the deltoid. You know me, I like a good rhomboid if you got it, not as prominent. Rhomboid's not as prominent on the female physique, but hey, do what you got to do, ladies. Do your 5 pound, 10 pound, do a whatever, get those shoulder shrugs going. Anyway, so the point being is they looked into it and they found that this right here is producer Nikki. Right there with a beauty mark, there's producer Nikki again. So could it be producer Nikki, newly engaged Tayshia, producer Nikki right there? So there's Nikki with the Team Tayshia shirt on, producer Nikki right here. So that's who they're saying it is. So Hanna Ann herself, and the question is, why would Hanna Ann lie? Why would she lie? Well, here's Ivan teasing that SLUSSGATE was actually Nikki. So here's Ivan.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
I'm with Hanna Ann Sluss.
So she says, I'm with Hanna Ann Sluss, and of course that is Nikki. So
Sluss. And Deandra Kanu.
Says SLUSSGATE has been solved. Okay, so what does that mean? Does that say much? I don't know, folks. I don't know. Now, I couldn't find many articles about this because first of all, I haven't been covering it, but this article came out today on monstersandcritics.com, which, is a bastion of journalism. Hanna Ann Sluss addresses SLUSSGATE, slams Katie Thurston. And I watched this, I go, I don't remember her slamming Katie Thurston. Now, so what Katie Thurston said, I don't have the exact quote, but she said something like, funny that you all think that's Hanna Ann in the golf cart. She didn't say that it wasn't Hanna Ann. She just said, funny you think you know who it is. Claire maybe responded, I'm not really sure. Hanna Ann is finally speaking out about the woman in the golf cart who was on set during the filming of the Claire Tayshia season of The Bachelorette. Katie Thurston, who's been in a feud with Nick Viall, opened the door back up on SLUSSGATE last month when she announced the woman on the golf cart during the filming was not Hanna Ann. And you know what's funny is people go, why do you talk about Katie Thurston? Katie Thurston, no one cares. Literally, Katie throws out some random things and it turns into just reopening different, cold cases, if you will. While Hanna Ann doesn't really care about the whole situation, she briefly discussed it only to put it to rest. However, it seemed to get Katie and Claire way more riled up than it did Hanna Ann the entire time. I assure you, none of them are riled up about this. Hanna Ann Sluss finally spoke up about SLUSSGATE. Now, like I said, it would really put an end to it if Hanna Ann just released some other form of evidence. I mean, she was, if she was being shipped to La Quinta to possibly be the next Bachelorette and go onto a TV show set, she would be taking photos and on the, behind the scenes and all that. Of course that would have happened. Where is it? Maybe it exists. After Katie Thurston's recent comment that the woman on set from Claire and Tayshia's season of The Bachelorette was not Hanna Ann, but a producer lookalike, Hanna Ann is here to set the record straight. She says that's, and this is where she said she was, the title said she was slamming Katie Thurston. That was me. The funny part of it is that, I don't care. No one else cares. I think only a few people actually care. It's just not a big deal. No one has to believe me at all. Getting a dig in at Katie. But if that's how someone wants to use their spare time, then go for it. Again, that's not a dig at Katie. At least that's not how I took it. All right, so she's dating a new guy here. Do you guys want to know more about this new guy she's dating? I'll share with you a video. But first, we have a teacher today, K through 8, music band teacher at a Title I public school in Hawaii. If you enjoy the donations we've had for the different teachers, then you're going to enjoy this one. She's teaching music, and she just needs some supplies for her music class. We've got them all listed right here at Miss Yamamoto's class, and she's the only music teacher in the whole school. So any of the different things you could purchase for her on Amazon, there'll be a link in the pinned comments below. Even if you just want to buy her a book to help her with her class, add some color and some livelihood and creativity to the classroom, she could really use it. As little as $8 or $9. Buy a couple Sharpies, Do what you can. Any of these donations really help. We've got about a dozen teachers left. They keep on submitting, and I kind of feel bad because I just don't know if we have it in us to keep giving. But I really think there's some of you out there that finally might go, okay, Dave, I'll give a little bit. So anyway, there's some food eraser. I love a good eraser. Anyway, so you can check all that out there. Let's just play one more video with Hannah Ann and how she met her boyfriend on TikTok.
Actually, how we met. This is so funny to me. We met on TikTok. So just so anyone's listening out there and they're like posting some hot, some hot girl singles, videos of themselves, keep on doing it because you might actually meet someone. So it was around that time where,
if you're gorgeous, 23, and were a star on a hit dating reality show with a big following, yeah, you might meet someone.
Posted this one TikTok. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like when the tea finally spills, and it was when Hannah Brown came out with the big bomb that she slept with Peter during the season. I don't know if you guys remember that. Obviously, I did not care at all. I thought it was, very funny, and I had already known that, so it didn't matter to me. But I was like, oh, this is a funny voiceover to do on TikTok. I said something like, or I was, saying something like, I can't remember what the voiceover was, but it was like kind of like being being funny and like just making a joke out of it. And so I said, when the tea finally spills. Well, when I posted that, it kind of went many different places. And so he was on his TikTok and he saw me and he was like, oh, I'm going to message her. She's in LA. I'm in LA. So he messages me. Yeah. And the best part of it is that like, he had no idea, like never even asked me about it until like months later, like what the tea was. Cause he was showing the video to his teammates. So like, how did you guys meet? He's like, oh, I saw her on this.
All right. So she met a pro running back, a young rookie running back who then I think won the Super Bowl this past year, right? Defeating the Bungles. And anyway, what a nice story how they met. Good to hear from him. Again, if you enjoy my content, you might enjoy donating to our teacher of the day. Thank you so much to all of our teachers out there. We got your back. More content coming your way. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye. The question with Hannah's boyfriend is,
does he have like this swag?
Girl, she don't know.